The unnamed narrator is an office worker suffering from severe insomnia, which leaves him detached from his life. To cope, he begins attending support groups for various illnesses, despite being healthy, as the raw emotions of others allow him to cry and finally sleep. His participation in these groups highlights his profound loneliness and his desperate need for human connection, even if it's built on deception. The insomnia serves as a metaphor for his disconnection from his own identity and emotions. The narrator's life is defined by his consumerist habits, as he obsessively decorates his apartment with catalog-perfect furniture. This reflects his alienation and lack of genuine identity, a key theme of the novel. His obsession with material possessions underscores his attempt to fill an emotional void, highlighting the novel's critique of consumer culture. The narrator's detachment from his purchases shows how empty his life has become. Marla Singer, another tourist in support groups, disrupts the narrator's solace. Her presence reminds him of his deception, leading to hostility toward her and deeper dissatisfaction with his life. Marla serves as a foil to the narrator. While she is equally self-destructive, her openness contrasts with his inability to confront his true self. Their interactions are laced with tension, representing the clash between honesty and denial. On a business trip, the narrator meets Tyler Durden, a charismatic soapmaker with anarchistic views. Tyler represents the narrator's suppressed desires for rebellion and freedom from societal constraints. Tyler's magnetic personality and radical ideas offer the narrator a chance to break free from his mundane life. His introduction marks the beginning of the narrator's descent into chaos and transformation. The narrator's apartment mysteriously explodes, destroying his carefully curated possessions. Homeless and desperate, he calls Tyler, who offers him a place to stay in exchange for a deeper commitment to his ideology. The destruction of the narrator's apartment symbolizes the collapse of his consumerist identity, forcing him to embrace a more primal existence. This pivotal moment sets the stage for his rebirth under Tyler's influence. Tyler and the narrator create Fight Club, an underground community where men vent their frustrations and reclaim their masculinity through brutal fistfights. It becomes a metaphor for the struggle against modern emasculation and conformity. The physical violence provides a cathartic release, allowing participants to feel alive in a world that suppresses emotion and individuality. The club's secrecy enhances its allure, creating a sense of belonging among its members. Tyler establishes rules for Fight Club, emphasizing secrecy and commitment. The first and second rules, "You do not talk about Fight Club," highlight the exclusivity and rebellion against societal norms. These rules create a cult-like atmosphere, making the club both a haven and a symbol of defiance. The emphasis on silence also mirrors the unspoken frustrations of the modern man. Marla and Tyler begin an intense, toxic sexual relationship, which the narrator resents. This dynamic reflects the narrator's divided psyche and his inability to reconcile his inner turmoil. Marla's connection to Tyler intensifies the narrator's feelings of alienation, as she becomes a living reminder of his fractured identity. Their dynamic adds layers of complexity to the narrator's struggle for control. Fight Club grows in popularity, spreading across the city. It becomes a subversive movement, challenging societal expectations and offering men a sense of purpose through violence and camaraderie. The club's rapid expansion reflects a collective yearning for rebellion against modern monotony. As it grows, it evolves into something larger than the narrator, symbolizing the loss of personal control. Tyler evolves Fight Club into Project Mayhem, a larger anarchist organization aimed at dismantling consumerist society through acts of vandalism and terrorism. This symbolizes the escalation of rebellion into chaos. Project Mayhem's militaristic structure contrasts with the raw freedom of Fight Club, representing Tyler's shift from liberator to dictator. The group's destructive actions question the morality of revolution. The narrator grows uneasy with Project Mayhem's destructive methods and Tyler's authoritarian control. The group's cult-like behavior highlights the dangers of blind loyalty and the loss of individuality. As Tyler's influence deepens, the narrator struggles to assert his own agency, symbolizing the internal conflict between autonomy and submission. His unease foreshadows his eventual confrontation with Tyler. A member of Project Mayhem, Robert Bob Paulson, is killed during an operation. His death forces the narrator to confront the real human cost of Tyler's ideology and the futility of violence as a solution. Bob's death humanizes the consequences of the group's actions, shattering the illusion of camaraderie. It becomes a turning point, forcing the narrator to question everything Tyler represents. The narrator realizes that Tyler is a projection of his own psyche, embodying his suppressed rage and desire to break free from societal constraints. This twist emphasizes the theme of duality and the fractured self. The revelation redefines the narrator's journey as a battle with himself, blurring the line between hero and villain. Tyler's existence symbolizes the extremes of unbridled freedom and chaos. The narrator attempts to stop Project Mayhem, but Tyler's plans are already in motion. The narrator confronts Tyler in a climactic psychological battle, representing his struggle to reclaim control over his identity. This showdown highlights the narrator's growth, as he finally rejects Tyler's destructive ideology. The fight underscores the novel's exploration of self-destruction as a path to self-discovery. To rid himself of Tyler, the narrator shoots himself in the cheek, symbolizing his willingness to destroy part of himself to survive. Tyler vanishes, and the narrator regains autonomy, albeit with physical and emotional scars. The self-inflicted wound represents a symbolic rebirth, where pain leads to clarity and resolution. The act also marks the narrator's ultimate rejection of Tyler's control. The novel ends ambiguously, with the narrator in a mental institution, possibly awaiting Tyler's return. Themes of identity, consumerism, masculinity, and rebellion against societal norms are left unresolved, mirroring the complexities of modern life. The ending leaves readers questioning the permanence of the narrator's victory, emphasizing the cyclical nature of his struggles. It reflects the enduring tension between freedom and conformity. Let us know in the comments what books you'd like to see us summarize next. Happy learning! We will catch you in the next story.